Are you ready, Eddie?
Hey, we're back, Coon Prairie Ramblers. We still got the wagon circled, and KC has got an issue on his breast, just burning.
Well, it's not really on mine. It's on all of ours.
On his breath.
On his breath.
It's a concern, I think, that all of us share.
A very timely concern.
Timely, and I think in light of the recent activities in Orlando, Florida, and I don't want to get all political on this.
The show, man. You're dating it.
But I think that we need to be aware and talk about what's going on and what maybe can be done, what you can do, what you can't do, and what you should do and shouldn't do in case something like this ever occurs to you. And what we're talking about is a shooting in Orlando at the nightclub where 50 people were killed. I guess it still stands at 50.
I don't know. 53 wounded, 50 dead. I don't know.
That's unbelievable.
This was like 2 days ago.
It's hard for me to sit back, and I don't have the full insight into what happened, but to understand, and you can tell me that, he had a assault rifle with 30-round clips or whatever he had, but I still don't understand how he was able to take that many people hostage. What somebody didn't just say, hey, enough's enough.
Rushing.
I'm going to die anyhow. I'm going to bum rush this.
That's exactly right. He can't shoot in every direction at one time.
My thoughts go back to the time whenever the airplane was hijacked during the 9/11, and the one group of men on the one airplane, they realized that,
the one that crashed into Pennsylvania.
Well, it just didn't crash.
Flight 93.
They took it down.
Flight 93.
Yeah.
And they knew. And the guy
Pennsylvania
called his wife or texted his wife and told her, we're fixing to roll on this. Told her he loved her and all that, and that's what he said. He said, "Let's roll."
Let's roll.
And told the other guys, and they bum rushed them, and they took the plane down.
Yeah.
And they died doing it. But I mean,
that's
heroes.
And they saved a lot of other people's
True
lives.
They
by
did. There is no
ditching it
telling
into that
how
field.
many hundreds of lives they saved.
Yeah.
Because they were going to fly that into the Pentagon.
Yeah.
They already did one playing at the White House. I think that was going to the White House.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. And there's no telling what all they saved in property value and lives saved and everything else. And that makes you wonder, people are compliant to a point, and then all of a sudden you say, hey, I can't take this anymore, and you have to act. And a lot of people think you got to have a gun to act, but you don't always have to have a gun to act. You can sometimes just act without a gun. You can do something, and you can stand up in the face of bullies. And that's all this guy was a bully trying to put his political agenda above everybody else's, and his hate and
that's right,
his prejudices against other people, and force his will upon other people. And we live in a country that values their right to carry firearms.
That's exactly right. But the firearm is what gets blamed a lot of times in situations like this.
It does.
Well, we need more gun-free zones, or you shouldn't. If nobody carried, nobody would get shot, and that's baloney.
And I would say something that would probably be unpopular with a lot of people, but I would say we do need gun control. We have have gun control.
Yeah.
And I don't say we take guns away from anybody, but the guns in certain people should never have. That guy should never have a gun. He had been on the FBI watch list. He had been interrogated by the FBI.
At least 3 times.
He had been in the company of a suicide bomber at the Orlando airport. So, how in the world does this guy slip through and get a right to carry a gun?
And become a security guard, right?
A security guard.
That's right.
I mean, our system had failed us right there.
They're not filtering very good.
No, we're not. We should have never allowed, I'm talking about the government, that should have somehow got caught. And they're so worried about offending people and we can't.
That's right.
Take his stupid gun away from him. That guy that killed those kids up in Newtown. And he shouldn't have had a gun.
That's exactly right.
There's a lot of people.
Wrong people are carrying them.
And there's people that.
But he went into a gun-free zone where people
both
weren't
of them,
allowed to have guns.
Because he was a coward. He knew nobody would shoot back.
Gun-free zones, but still.
But we shouldn't have the gun-free zone. People need to be able to protect themselves.
Well, I think I have thoughts about that too. If you own a business and you don't want people in there with a gun, that's your business. And if people don't like that If they say, "Well, I ain't going there,"
Well, what are they
well,
going
don't
to do?
go
They're
in
not
there.
going to search you at the door.
They're
They're
talking about
they
putting
start
in.
doing that. They'll lose business.
Well, that's their choice. I mean, if say a mall doesn't want you in there with a gun, they have that right to say, we don't want you in here if you're going to carry a gun. And the people that do feel like they have the right to carry a gun anywhere they want to go, they have the right not to go to that
shop
mall.
somewhere else.
That's simple. They shouldn't get upset about it. Just
But
say,
what's
okay,
going to happen is
I'll go to a different mall.
the dollar wins. If they're going to lose money, they ain't going to do it.
Yeah. And here's the other
Some
thing.
won't. Some might, but some won't.
They create this knee-jerk reaction.
That's right.
And these people all of a sudden, oh, well, just do this, do that. Instead of thinking ahead of time and being proactive about things, and they, oh, well, let's do this. Oh, now's the time. No, the time was a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't today. Today's not the time. The time was years ago. And I don't want to point fingers or say that anybody's dropped the ball on this, but they were talking about, oh, poor old Obama's had to face the nation 15 times to talk about mass murders. Well, maybe that says something about his.
He needs to change his tune.
Exactly. Maybe if they thought if there was a different circumstances about how they handle things, maybe these wouldn't have happened. Predict the future, you can't. But
that's right.
But you can predict certain people and what they're going to do.
And you can prepare as best you can.
Exact. And then and I believe in that if people should be able to carry guns. I believe that if you go through a certain process, and I think it should be maybe a little more difficult, and I think you should have a little more gun training, not improve your proficiency with a gun. And I think you should be able to have to go through all these stupid people putting things on Facebook.
But
they come into my house, I'm going to kill them. But I would never tell somebody I'm going to kill people for what they do. Here's what you tell them: I will neutralize the threat.
Right.
I'm not going to kill you because you came into my house. I'll stop you.
That's right, and you ain't going to like it.
and if what I have to do to stop you includes deadly force, and so be it. But I'm not going to go there and say, oh, I'm going to kill everybody that does this. That's stupid.
No, you use whatever force you have to.
Don't advertise that. I'm sorry, but what was you saying, man?
For done God.
But, don't
Well, I know what it was. You was talking about people need to be trained to a certain level. Well, there's some people that can't, are out there that, physically, they can't be trained to they can't get to that precision.
Well, maybe they should be totally. You want a guy?
They still need the right to carry a gun.
Do you still? Well, you think they ought to be spraying bullets everywhere?
No, I'm saying you said that
a police officer has to
show a proficiency. They need to have a certain level of training.
Proficiency.
But there are certain people that don't. Physically don't have.
You're saying little old ladies, like
a little old lady.
Well, a gun.
She still has the right to carry that gun.
A gun is not a something to threaten people with.
Right. Yeah.
She has the right to carry it.
Should a police officer be able to carry a gun no matter whether he can shoot it or not?
Sure.
He can't.
He
can't. He has to show a level of proficiency. If he fails, he could be the best.
But he's not the little old lady.
Well, what's the difference?
The little old lady doesn't have the ability to have that proficiency. But she has the right.
So then why don't we write it out and no cop has to show a level of proficiency so that if somebody...
A cop needs proficiency. The little old lady can't have proficiency. Well, there's two different things there.
Why? No, there's not.
There is.
No.
She has the right. She still has the right to carry that gun.
I beg to differ.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we're down to about 30 seconds now. We may have to come back on this.
I believe anybody should have to show proficiency. Do you want them shooting at you instead of... we'll come back. Let's go pay some bills, and we'll come back. You've got a right to be wrong. And
have mercy.
If I'm that little old lady, if all I'm doing is carrying no gun in my purse, at least I know I have that comfort, of carrying it. And that's my right to have that gun.
Okay, we're out of here. We'll be right back.